On September 1, 2008, the body of former Big Brother contestant Oksana Aplekaeva was found by the side of a highway in Russia. During the investigation, authorities uncovered that Oksana was involved with extremely powerful and dangerous people. But what truly shocked everyone was that later, officials discovered the forensic doctor who performed Oksana's autopsy did something unimaginable and disgusting with her body. This criminal case is, without a doubt, one of the most notorious and outrageous in all of Russia, and you're about to get every detail. Oksana Aplekaeva was born on June 12, 1977, in Ufa, Bashiria region, Russia. Daughter of a strict police officer, she grew up in a middle-class family alongside her two sisters, Christina and Olesya. From an early age, Oksana seemed destined for an ordinary life. She graduated in accounting and economics from a local technical school, but never worked in the field. Instead, she found a job as a luxury cosmetics consultant at the Arbot prestige chain. Her deep interest in the industry and product knowledge made her stand out at work. But she dreamed bigger. In 2003, at 26, Oksana left Ufa and moved to Moscow like thousands of young Russians chasing fame and success. Moscow in the early 2000s was full of opportunities and dangers. Oksana wanted more than an ordinary life. She wanted to be recognized, to be a star. In 2005, her chance came when she was selected to join Dom 2, one of Russia's most popular reality shows at the time. Dom is basically Russia's Big Brother. It launched in 2004 and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. The concept was simple: single young people trying to find love while living under 24/7 cameras, competing for a house near Moscow. But it was more than just a dating show. It was a stage for scandals, intrigue, and instant fame, a formula that drew massive audiences. Oksana joined the show on March 18, 2005, at 28 years old, quickly standing out for her beauty and unique personality. Stas Karimov, a Dom 2 contestant, described Oksana as kind and sincere but naive. He said she was sharp in some things but slow to grasp others. She couldn't always tell jokes from serious situations. Elena Vodonaeva, another participant, revealed, Oksana was often the target of cruel teasing, especially by the men. According to Elena, Oksana let them mock her. She suggested Oksana might have liked the attention, but it showed her vulnerability. Oksana stayed on Dom 2, for only 75 days, leaving on June 2, 2005. There are two versions of why she left. The first, from Olga Buzova, a close friend on the show, says producers kicked her out for being too boring. Oksana didn't cause scandals, didn't smoke or drink, and didn't fuel gossip, a death sentence for a reality show. The second version is that Oksana left voluntarily after getting an offer to pursue a modeling career. Whatever the truth, her time on Dom gave her what she wanted most: fame. After leaving, Oksana used her newfound fame to open doors in show business. She worked as a model for Expo Style Agency, managed projects at Animal Style magazine, competed in the 2008 Miss Maxim contest, making the top 100 most beautiful women in Russia, and tried acting with small roles in the series Detectives and Matchmaker. As well as appearances on Comedy Club and Blah Blah Show, Oksana was also spotted alongside celebrities like Prokhor Shalyapin, Vadim Galagin, Alexei Vorobyov, and Sergei Lazarev, posing for photos that boosted her rising socialite image. A persistent rumor was her alleged romance with famous Russian tennis star Marat Safin. Some say Oksana herself fueled the story, selling it to popular magazines. But close friends denied it, saying Marat lived abroad, and they only briefly met at the funeral of a mutual friend, singer Leonid Nerushenko from the band Dynamite. Still, Marat Safin's name kept Oksana in the headlines for a while. Despite the glamour, Oksana had a vulnerable side. Friends described her as naive, almost childlike. At 31, she thought like a 16-year-old, according to a close friend. Oksana believed in fairy tales about show business, read books on how to attract rich men, and dreamed of a glamorous life. That innocence made her an easy target in a world full of predators. On August 29, 2008, 31-year-old Oksana was working as a model at the Moscow International Auto Show, held at Crocus Expo, one of the city's largest exhibition centers. The event, which started August 26th, was a perfect stage for the life Oksana wanted. Luxury cars, wealthy visitors, and the chance to get noticed by influential people. The first days went well. Oksana was promoting cars, chatting with visitors, and enjoying the attention. But that day, she met a few men who caught her interest. One was Alexei, a company CEO, and the other was his deputy, Mikhail, 38, who had a criminal record for robbery. During the day, Oksana even had coffee with one of them at Crocus Expo, but went back to work soon after. On the night of August 29th, after work ended, Oksana called a friend she shared an apartment with in Moscow. She said she was going to an investigative event and would be back late. Witnesses at Crocus Expo saw Oksana leave with a man on a motorcycle. That was the last time she was seen alive. 2 days later, on September 1, 2008, truck drivers found Oksana's body by the Moscow-Riga highway in Istra district, about 50 kilometers from Moscow, between the villages of Kotivo and Davidkovskoye. The spot was isolated, near the same highway that years before had taken Oksana to fame with Dom 2. Filming. The scene was brutal. Oksana was dead, with clear signs of strangulation. Forensic doctors confirmed the cause of death as mechanical. Asphyxiation. She had been strangled. Her body showed bruises on the face, thighs, and pelvic area, plus scratches, suggesting she was violently assaulted before dying. Oddly, there were no signs of a struggle where the body was found, making detectives think she was killed elsewhere and dumped there. Her body was partially covered with stones and branches, indicating someone tried to hide the crime. Her jewelry, phone, and personal belongings were missing. Since Oksana had no ID on her, her body went unidentified for a week. Only on September 8, 2008, did the police confirm the victim was indeed Oksana Aplekaeva, former Dom 2 star. The news shocked the country and caused a huge stir. But what happened between the moment she left Crocus Expo and her death? And who was the man on the motorcycle? Oksana Aplekaeva's murder quickly became one of Russia's most talked-about cases. The investigation department of the Istra City Investigative Committee opened a criminal case under Article 105 of the Russian Penal Code, homicide. From the start, the investigation faced major challenges. In the early days, before Oksana's body was found and identified, the focus was on reconstructing her last moments. Her roommate, Olga, reported her missing to the police days after Oksana didn't return home. Oksana's sister, Olesya, traveled from Ufa to Moscow to help with the search, interviewing Crocus Expo staff and chasing leads. Olesya told the press police suspected Oksana might be held captive by powerful people, but that theory was soon dropped. The first hypothesis was a serial killer. Rumors spread on internet forums, and anonymous tips claimed other models at the auto show had disappeared. Some sources said as many as 8 girls. Fear spread among Crocus Expo workers, fueled by whispers that bodies were turning up on nearby highways. Even the Dom 2 cast got scared, fearing a maniac was on the loose. But the police investigated and debunked those rumors. No records of other missing girls, and the story looked like made-up hype for attention. Another early theory came from messages on Oksana's Odnoklassniki page. An anonymous user accused her of infecting him with an STD, called her a prostitute, and threatened revenge. After Oksana's body was found, that user's profile was deleted, and their identity never discovered. Investigators dismissed this lead, thinking it was just a hater trying to exploit the situation. The focus then shifted to the people Oksana met that day. She disappeared. The first suspect was Mika, 38, from Nakabino, with a robbery record. As mentioned before, Mika owned a motorcycle and was one of the last to speak with Oksana. He admitted meeting her on August 29th, coincidentally his birthday. He said they had dinner at a restaurant in Crocus City, but he left her there with money for a taxi because he had to attend a family party. His alibi was confirmed by party guests, so he was cleared. Another suspect was Alexei, CEO of the company Mika worked for. Alexei also met Oksana at the expo, but proved he was out of Moscow on the day of the crime, removing him from suspicion. Detectives then checked Oksana's last phone calls. After leaving Mika, she made several calls, the last to a friend saying she was going to an event. A crucial breakthrough came when police searched Oksana's apartment. They found notebooks, diaries, and encrypted hard drives. Her notes revealed a dark side. She seemed involved in the high-end escort business. One entry read, Rublevka Oligarch Birthday, 18 girls. Rublevka is an elite Moscow suburb known for oligarchs and celebrities' mansions. Other notes listed girls' names, party dates, and compromising details about rich, famous clients. Detectives also found video cameras and equipment, suggesting Oksana's apartment was used as a studio for adult content filming. The encrypted drives might have held financial info and contacts for a criminal network, but they were never cracked. The leading theory became that Oksana was killed by someone she was blackmailing. She knew too much about crimes and secrets of powerful people, and that likely sealed her fate. Potential suspects included oligarchs, showbiz stars, and organized crime figures. Oksana's outgoing nature and lack of discretion may have exposed these secrets to the wrong person. Or maybe she tried to extort money for silence. Either way, the investigation hit a wall. Witnesses refused to talk, fearing retaliation. 3 months after the murder, in November 2008, the case was shelved for lack of solid evidence. Oksana was buried on September 11, 2008, in Ufa, her hometown. The funeral was private, attended by around 40 people, including family and close friends. None of her reality show castmates showed up, and many of her so-called friends stayed silent about the case. Her parents placed a monument and a large photo of Oksana on the grave. But even in death, she found no peace. 1 month after the Ichuai funeral, vandals attacked the grave. They burned a wreath and broke the monument. The act happened at night, and no one saw who was responsible. Some believe it was local fans seeking attention. Others say it was a hate crime linked to her reality show past. But that wasn't the last insult to Oksana's memory. Something far worse would come to light. For 10 years, the case remained cold, an unsolved mystery. In February 2018, new DNA technology uncovered something gruesome. Oksana's body was exhumed for further tests, and the results showed someone had intimate relations with her after death. The unlikely suspect was Alexander Aplekaeva, a 37-year-old forensic doctor who performed her autopsy in 2008. Alexander confessed, but faced little punishment. In Russia, corpse desecration carries a maximum sentence of 3 months, and the statute of limitations had already expired. Alexander only lost his job, and according to him, his wife left him after the scandal. Alexander Aplekaeva was born in 1970 in Temnikovo, Mordovia, and was described by colleagues as a competent professional. He enjoyed hunting, fishing, and playing video games, according to posts on his social media, which were deleted after the case. But he already had legal troubles. In 2013, he was accused of accepting bribes, though the case never progressed. His confession was cold. "You can't fight against science," he told investigators after his biological material matched what was found on Oksana's body. Despite the horror of the crime, detectives confirmed Alexander had no connection to the murder. He only desecrated the body after death. This new chapter in Oksana's tragedy shocked Russia once again. Public outrage was massive. Despite the 2018 revelation, Oksana Aplekaeva's killer was never found. The case was reopened by the ISTRA department, but no new evidence surfaced. During the investigation, numerous theories emerged. Here are the 4 main ones. Theory 1. Revenge for blackmail. The most accepted theory is that Oksana was killed by someone she tried to blackmail. Her notes and videos suggest she had compromising information about oligarchs, celebrities, and criminal figures. Some sources say she may have witnessed a scandalous event at a private party, something that could ruin a powerful person's reputation. As an outgoing and indiscreet person, Oksana may have talked too much or demanded money for her silence. In a world where secrets are worth more than lives, that's reason enough to take someone out. Theory 2. Crime of passion. Another possibility is that Oksana was killed by an ex-lover. Investigators considered this, especially due to threats she received on social media. But the strongest lead came from her romantic connections. Oksana had a wide circle of acquaintances, and some friends believed she might have been murdered by a jealous or rejected man. However, all suspects questioned had solid alibis. Theory 3. Organized crime involvement. Some sources suggest Oksana got mixed up with the Russian mafia. Her contacts included underworld figures, and the escort business might have put her on the radar of dangerous people. Maybe she saw something she shouldn't have. A murder, a corruption scheme, and was silenced to protect bigger interests. Theory 4. Ritualistic murder. Some conspiracy theories claim Oksana's death was part of a ritual or a dark game among elites. Though there's no concrete evidence, the idea of a sacrifice to protect dark secrets gained traction in online forums. It's a controversial theory, but given the context of power and corruption, it can't be ruled out. Oksana's case also caught the public's eye in pop culture. In 2008, the show Let Them Talk dedicated an episode to her titled On the Side of Life. That same year, Oksana's sisters, desperate for answers, turned to the show Battle of the Psychics. The mediums offered various theories. Some said she was killed over debts. Others claimed it was an accident. In 2009, TNT produced the documentary Who Killed Oksana? But none of these efforts brought solid answers. Oksana Aplekaeva's murder became a grim symbol of the dark side of Russian show business, and a reminder of how dangerous fame can be. In the world of influence and wealth, money can cost you your life. Oksana left Ufa dreaming of stardom, but got tangled in a web of secrets, corruption, and violence. Almost 17 years later, her family still waits for answers, and her killer remains free. What about you? Who do you think killed Oksana Aplekaeva? A powerful client, a rejected lover, or someone from organized crime? Drop your thoughts in the comments.